live from the National News Studio, Sri Lanka.
Bringing you the news from Sri Lanka and across the world, it's your national news broadcast on Sri Lanka Rupavahini Corporation. I'm Siobhan Pereira.
A very good evening indeed. I'm Sharifa Tahir. Let's take a look at the headlines. The Sri Lanka Customs earns the highest recorded income of 1,000 billion rupees within 8 months. The President says that statements of national people's power on the economy are contradictory. Sajid Premadasa says that there is no need to wait until 2048 to develop Sri Lanka. Anura Kumara Disanayaka urges the people in the north not to betray the country's change by refusing to vote for the NPP. Namal Rajapaksha pledged to restart development era in the country. The duty-free shopping complex in the port city was declared open. Sri Lanka Podujana Peramuna places cash deposits for the Alpitiya Pradeshya Sabha. We now move on to those and other stories in detail, taking a look at local news first. Sri Lanka Customs has been able to earn the highest income in its history so far.
It has earned over 1,000 billion rupees within the period of the last 8 months. Sri Lanka Customs attributes this development to allowing officials to act independently, providing technical support for investigations and giving proper leadership to the staff. The International Monetary Fund has confirmed a target of 1,534 billion rupees for the year 2024. However, it has been able to pass the 1,000 billion rupee mark within a period of just 8 months. Director General of Sri Lanka Customs, Sarath Nonis, says that they are confident of achieving the expected target within the next 4 months of the year. He pointed out that the entire income of the customs earned last year was 975 billion rupees.
President Ranil Wickremesinghe officially opened The Mall, a newly constructed duty-free shopping complex in the Colombo Port City area, yesterday. The President said that the financial activities of the port city could be started as the government had already created an economic stability in the country. This marks the debut of the first urban duty-free shopping mall in the region, featuring a range of stores, restaurants and various retail outlets. Notable international duty-free retailers including One World China Duty-Free Group and Flamingo will be operating within the mall, positioning the Colombo Port City as a premier shopping destination. Following the unveiling of a commemorative plaque and the official opening, the President embarked on an observation tour of the new complex. President Ranil Wickremesinghe said that the tourism industry will come to global level. He said that this is the beginning of the port city. He said that this has achieved a significant development within a period of 2 years unexpectedly. He said that this is owing to the stability created by the government with the support of the IMF. He said that to move this achievement forward, the IMF, the World Bank and the ADB granted loans to Sri Lanka. He said that the government has signed agreements with 18 countries for debt sustainability. He said that if we continue them without revision, the country will have a better future. Meanwhile, President Ranil Wickremesinghe also participated at the Indigenous Medical Practitioners Summit held at the Water's Edge premises in Battaramulla today. President Ranil Wickremesinghe said that in 2022, a patient was entrusted to me for treatment. He said that initially they had to assess their condition and that they managed to address the issue with a special remedy and a bitter decoction. He said that 2 years later, the patient has recovered and is now up and about. He said that the Department of Ayurveda alone is insufficient for these tasks, so the government working to establish a national council on Ayurveda. Meanwhile, 4 new appeal court judges were sworn in before the president this morning. High Court judges KMGH Kulatungar, D. Thotavatta and R.A. Ranaraja and the former senior deputy solicitor general MCLB Gopalava have been appointed as the new appeal court judges. Meanwhile, Anura Vidanagamage has been appointed as the governor of the Uru province.
President Ranil Wickremesinghe says that the National People's Power make contradictory statements that it applies to both export economy and the import economy. Now, the president stated that the Janata Vimukti Peramuna and the National People's Power seem to travel along 2 avenues. The president made these remarks addressing the Puluwan Sri Lanka public rally held in Morawaka today. The Matara district public representatives who extend support for the president's victory and many others were present at this rally. President Ranil Wickremesinghe said that while he is addressing these issues, his colleague Anura Kumara Disanayaka stated on September 4th in Kalaniya, "We cannot rely solely on our 3.8 million market. We won't expand beyond this market. Therefore, we are preparing to necessary program to support industrialists and business people." He said that this means the government now focusing on the export industry. He said that it's positive that Anura Kumara Disanayaka is aligning with our approach, but there is a contradiction, he said. That this election manifesto and his election manifesto states that free trade agreements will be abolished. He said that, however, to succeed in the export industry, FTAs are essential. He said that while Anura advocates for an export-driven economy, his party is effectively holding it back. He said that to create any export economy, he presented the economic promotion draft to Parliament. He said that, however, Sunil Handunetti and his economic advisor Harshana Surya Peruma opposed it, claiming it favors an export-based economy that overlooks import substitutes and violates constitutional articles. He said that while Anura pushes for exports, Handunetti argues for focusing on imports. Former Minister Manusha Nanakara said that while opposition groups were pursuing agendas abroad to secure foreign currency, which contributed to the country's drift towards chaos, President Wickremesinghe focused on stabilizing the economy. He said that the president increased government employees' living allowances and ensured food security. Minister Kanchana Wijesekara said that the majority of postal votes and voters have expressed their preference for Ranil Wickremesinghe. He said that we believe that the intelligent and previously silent public will come forward to ensure his victory. He said that today some candidates are making empty promises on the election stage. He said that, however, when asked to address the country's challenges, they fled. He said that these groups are currently presenting a dream world to the people. He said that this is why we argue that public not experiment with unknown leaders this election. Chief of the Presidential Staff and Senior Advisor to the President on National Security Sagala Ratnayaka said that when the country was in distress and leaders are unable to take charge, Ranil Wickremesinghe stepped in because he understood the people's suffering. He said that 2 years ago the state of the country was known to all. He said that considering this and the future, he urged the people to use their vote in the upcoming presidential election. State Minister Vadivel Suresh said that the President Ranil Wickremesinghe has consistently advocated for the estate communities, making numerous decisions that benefit both the people of the upcountry estates and those in the southern estates. Minister Mahinda Amravira said that he has come to this rally today with some positive news for the Morawaka people. He said that this is the government that has allocated funds to reduce the price of every 50-kilogram bag of fertilizer by 4,000 rupees as a relief to all farming community, including farmers growing tea and pepper. He said that there's no need to wait for election results. This program is already underway. He said that President Ranil Wickremesinghe is the only leader who has made substantial efforts to address and rebuild from this economic crisis. He said that his program, which has implemented over the past 2 years, is crucial for our country's recovery. He said that we are united in our support to ensure the success of President Wickremesinghe's economic agenda, and we are fully committed to this cause.
කරන ගොවියට ගම්බිරි සොගා කරන කෙනාට ඒ සානාධාරය ඒ ආකාරයෙන්ම දෙන වැඩපිළිවෙල ආරම්භ කළා. අමාරයි කියන පණිවිඩයයි අද ඔබට දෙන්නේ.
Presidential candidate of the Samagi Janabalavegya, Sajith Premadasa, says that it is not necessary to wait until 2048 to build a developed Sri Lanka. He stresses that he would bring a huge amount of foreign aid to the country, unbelievable to Ranil Wickremesinghe and Anura Kumara Dissanayake. He made these remarks participating at a Samagi Janabalavegya public rally held in Minuwangoda yesterday.
Jaya Jaya Veva Samatama Satara
Presidential candidate of the Samagi Janabalavegya, Sajith Premadasa, said that they are scared of us whether the SJB will save the country. He said that if the SJB comes to power, it will develop the country and build houses and create new industries. He said that all the 10,000 schools will be developed as smart schools. He said that the health sector will be strengthened. He further said that the SJB will make the entire 22 million voters to a level of kings. He said that therefore, Ranil and Anura are scared of the victory of the SJB.
රටේ ලක්ෂ 220 ගෙනු මම ඉල්ලීමක් කරනවා මේ රට ගොඩ ගන්නට අවශ්‍ය ඒ විශිෂ්ට ශක්තිමත් ජනවරම බය නැතුව අපිට ලබා දෙන්න අපේ මාතෘ භූමිය අපි ගොඩ ගන්නවා.
The SJB describes its economic blueprint as an economic pact with their people that includes everyone in the society. The party says the IMF program must stay on track, but the public cannot bear the brunt of the political mistakes.
Political factions and political identities created through branding exercises are only driven by self-interest and hype. They cannot provide the kind of change that we need. We need a clear, unified mandate, not one that's constantly compromising and adapting at the expense of countries' development. We must commence with comprehensive constitutional change. The challenges we face are complex, deeply rooted, fundamental, and they require urgent structural reforms. Real change demands the collective will of a strong majority in Parliament. There are no shortcuts. It's within this democratic framework that we can build a solid foundation, not just to address our current crises, but to safeguard the future generations to come. It is important we have patience and also embrace the discomfort that comes with change. We will stand firm in our commitment to the constitutional and economic reforms that will transform our nation. Nothing can stop our growth except our own wishful thinking. It's time for all of us to step out of our comfort zone and consider the bigger picture. Our national security, our prosperity, our future, all of it hinges on economic security for everyone. It hinges on future stability. We promise you continuity and recovery along with change. Continue the excellent standards that we have achieved in certain sectors, but also embark upon path-breaking changes that are crucial if our country is to extricate itself from this present situation of despair. We promise to create robust engines of growth. We promise serious structural reforms. We will ensure inclusive growth and shared prosperity. Anyone can make promises, but SJB possesses the only team that can deliver on this promise. So I urge all of you to go through the substance, the prescriptions provided in the blueprint, a blueprint that will take Sri Lanka towards prosperity. Thank you.
The presidential candidate of a National People's Power, Anura Kumara Dissanayake, requests the people not to become traitors against the possible change in the country without voting for the National People's Power. He made these remarks addressing a public rally held in Jaffna yesterday.
Presidential candidate of the National People's Power, Anurukumara Dissanayake, said that the people in Jaffna should understand the fact that whether they appear for a change and vote for the National People's Power or select the old system of Sajid and Ranil. He said that their old system is to arouse communal hatred. He said that people in Jaffna very well know that under the Rajapaksa regime, communal violence occurred. He said that they are the group of racists. He said that now some Rajapaksa members are with Ranil Wickremesinghe. He mentioned that some others are with Sajid Premadasa. He added that the rest of the Rajapaksa supporters are with Namal Rajapaksa. He further said that the chairman of the Mahinda's party, GL Piris, who held ministerial portfolios both in Presidents Mahinda and Gotabe's government, is now with Sajid Premadasa. He said that Dallas Alaperuma, who held ministerial portfolios both at Presidents Mahinda and Gotabe's governments, is now with Sajid Premadasa. He said that Viat Maga leader of Gotabe Rajapaksa, Nalaka Godaheva, went to Geneva against the Tamil people. He said that now he is also with Sajid's group. He said that all these racist elements who went against the Tamil people are now with Sajid Premadasa. He also mentioned that Sajid's sister was caught up with counterfeit money. He mentioned that then President Mahinda Rajapaksa said that he saved her since he is Premadasa's daughter. He also said that there was an inquiry against Sajid Premadasa charging him for misusing Central Cultural Fund. He also mentioned that this inquiry was disrupted by political interference and that they are the lot who misuse law and order. He mentioned that, however, the new path of the National People's Power is subjected to the rule of law. He said that now millions of people in the south have rallied round with the NPP to create a positive change in the country. He said that therefore he requests the people in the north to join with him for this transformation. He said that since the majority of the people in the country are demanding a change, why should the people in the Jaffna area go against this change? Meanwhile, presidential candidate Anurukumara Dissanayake also held mutual discussion with the business community in the Gampha district yesterday. Presidential candidate of the National People's Power, Anurukumara Dissanayake, said that Sri Lankan entrepreneurs should go beyond the country. He said that a retail furniture company in Sri Lanka has become a leading furniture company in Chennai. He said that the owner of this company has said that he has wider business opportunities throughout India. He said that therefore Sri Lankan entrepreneurs should go to the international market. He said that especially there are innovative business opportunities in the African region. He also said that under the NPP rule, trade and diplomatic offices will be opened in the African region to expand the market opportunities for Sri Lankan entrepreneurs.
The NPP says it will prevent any further collapse of Sri Lanka's current economic situation while slamming fear-mongering by rival candidates. This was stated at a meeting between NPP presidential candidate Anurukumara Dissanayake and the members of the business community.
We need to look at an alternative path, that is to create the macroeconomic stability. We have a three-pronged approach: the short-term measures, medium-term measures, and long-term measures. Much needed relief for people to ensure social stability is maintained. Basic food, education, medicine has to be provided to people to maintain to provide stability, to support their lifestyles. Not only that, the fiscal policies has to be aligned to drive the growth that we are targeting. One side by eliminating wasteful expenses, from the other side by introducing progressive taxation. It is to drive the country to the next level. Our monetary policies can't work on its own. Monetary policy has to work in hand with fiscal policies to create stable interest rates, exchange rates, price levels, obviously while regulating the banking and finance sector. Similarly, the plans are in place. Policies are designed to increase our reserves to greater heights by relying on low-hanging fruits such as tourism, IT, and by introducing new investment products such as expatriate bonds to attract foreign inflow into the country. While we do this one, we need to continue to engage with our providers of finances. That's where the DSA, the debt sustainability, is very important. The alternative debt sustainability assessment that we have done is very important. That is, it will provide the basis for discussion because the underlying assumptions that were taken at the time of designing has changed. Therefore, we need to have a new debt sustainability assessment to continue our negotiations in good faith to get the best outcome for Sri Lankan people and for businesses.
Pubudu Jagada of the Frontline Socialist Party says that according to the election manifesto of the National People's Power, it is obvious how they have been misled in political aspect. Their election manifesto is totally a capitalist one. He made these remarks at a media briefing held in support of the presidential candidate Nuwan Bopage. Pubudu Jagada of the Frontline Socialist Party said that according to Ranil Wickremesinghe, the NPP has copied his policy manifesto. He said that Ranil Wickremesinghe is able to make such a complaint since there are similar policies in the NPP manifesto as well. He said that these policies are not NPP oriented. He said that the JVP in 2004 had an alliance with right-wing political parties. He said that they had agreements with Chandrika in 2005 with Mahinda, in 2010 with Fonseca and in 2015 with Maithripala Sirisena. He said that the JVP has now lost its leftist thinking and having alliances with the capitalist class. He said that the NPP once had a business convention with all racketeers and unscrupulous business community, forgetting its original thinking of socialism.
අත්දැකීම් තාම අප්‍රසන්න වර්ගයේ අත්දැකීම් ආවා එක එකක් තමයි අර ව්‍යාපාරිකයන් එකතු කිරීම සඳ පවත්වපු උත්සවය. බිස්නස් කියලා එක එක ජාවාරම් කර ඉන්න අය ඇවිල්ලා දැන් කියන්න පටන් අරන් තියෙනවා සමාජවාදී කියලා එකක් නැහැ. ඒක ඉවරයි. දැන් ධනවාදය තමයි එකම උත්තරේ. ප්‍රශ්නේ තියෙන්නේ අනුර දිසානායකලා ටිල්ඩින් සිල්ලලා ඔක්කොමලා ඒක අහගෙන ඉස්සරහට වෙලා ඉන්නවා. අඩුම ගානේ තමන්ගේ කතාවකදී ඒක එහෙම නෙමෙයි කියන එකට දාලා ස්ථාවරයවත් පැහැදිලි නොකර. ජනතාවගේ මුදල් වලින් හදපු මහජන දේපල කුණු කොල්ලට අරගෙන ඒව විසින් අධිකතර ලාභ ඉපීම සම්බන්ධ කප් ගහපු සමාගම්. ඒගොල්ලෝ තමයි අද ඇවිල්ලා ඊළඟ පාලකයා කවුරු වෙන්න ඕනද කියලා සහතික දෙන තත්ත්වයටපත් වෙලා තියෙන්නේ. රොකෆෙලර් කියන්නේ ධනවාදයේ අන්තිම නරම විදිහට ක්‍රියාත්මක කිරීම සඳහා මැදිහත් වෙච්ච කෙනෙක්. ඩියාගෝ රිවේරා කියන චිත්‍ර ශිල්පියා ඔහු හැදුවා මියුරල් එකක්. The Man in the Crossroads කිය. මන්සන්දියක මිනිස් සංහතේ මන්සන්දියක ඉන්නේ ඒ මන්සන්දිය ඔහු චිත්‍ර දෙකක් ඇඳලා එකක් ලෙනින්ගේ චිත්‍රයක් අනික රොකෆෙලර්ගේ චිත්‍ර. මිනිස් වර්ගයාට තෝරගන්න තියෙන පාරවල් දෙක කියලා ඇඳේ ලෙනිනුයි රොකෆෙලරුයි. ජාතික ජනබලවේගයේ තෝරගෙන තියෙන රොකෆෙලර්ගේ පාර. වෙනසක් අපේක්ෂාවේ. ඒක වටේ එකතු වෙලා ඉන්න රොද බැඳගෙන ඉන්න ජනතාවගේ සියලුම අපේක්ෂාවන් අන්තිම නරක ලෙස පාවා දීමක්. ජනතාවගෙන් ඉල්ලන්න තියෙනවා මේක සම්බන්ධව තව කල්පනා කරලා බලන්න. මේ ප්‍රතිපත්ති ප්‍රකාශනය ගත්තොත් එහෙම එක්තරා පැත්තකින් මේක ජාතික ජනබලවේගයේ දේශපාලන වශයෙන් කතරම් මම්මුලා වී ඇතිද කියන එක සම්බන්ධ සාක්ෂියක් සහ ප්‍රකාශනයක්. තවත් පැත්තකින් ඔය ලංකාවේ බුද්ධිමතුන් කියලා ඉන්නේ මොන වගේ පිස්සු රංචුවක්ද කියලා පෙන්නන එක.
The presidential candidate of the Sri Lanka Podujana Perumana Namal Rajapaksa says that the country's development era will be started again. He made these remarks participating at a public rally held in Kuliyapitiya yesterday. The Honourable Ittakande Saddhatissa Thera said that if this government attempts to sell any government institution, all these institutions are definitely bankrupted by trade unions. The Thera said that the JVP ruined the government institutions and made the environment to sell them. The Thera said that the 3 parliamentarians of the JVP are responsible for this matter. The Thera said that however they cry in the parliament for the safety of such institutions. The Thera said that then the people think that the JVP is appearing for their rights. Parliamentarian Tissa Kuttiarachi said that out of the election manifestos, only the Sri Lanka Podujana Perumana has a proper manifesto. He said that in this, it is clearly stated that the development move will be continued from the point where Mahinda Rajapaksa stopped. He said that under an SLPP rule, roads will be developed. He said that it does not say that Samruddhi allowance will be increased by 5,000 rupees. He said that, but Sajid says he will increase the 20,000 Samruddhi allowance up to 25,000 rupees. He said that this does not say that the fertilizer subsidy will be slashed. Presidential candidate of the Sri Lanka Podujana Perumana Namal Rajapaksa said that a society that respects women and children should be created. He said that the party will bring new laws against the domestic violence. He said that society will be educated regarding the laws that establish social respect. He said that the party will be committed to safeguard the rights of each individual. He said that the SLPP is ready to develop the country from the point where Mahinda Rajapaksa has stopped.
මුන්නාසට මතක් කරනවා. ශ්‍රී ලංකා පොච්චන පෙරමුණ සූදානම් මේකට ගොඩනගන්න. අපි ලෑස්ති. මහින්ද රාජපක්ෂ නවත්තපු තැනේ මෙලට ග්‍රාමීය සංවර්ධන ඉදිරියට ගෙනියන්න. අපි වමේ දේශපාලනය කරන ජොන්සන් ඇමතුමා හැමදාම අහිංසක. අපි ගහගන්න යන්නේ නැහැ. අපි හැප්පෙන්න යන්නේ නැහැ. හැබැයි අපි නිශ්ශබ්දව පැහැදිලිව ඡන්දේ දවසේ උදේ 5 දරින්ම ගිහිල්ලා පොහොට්ටුව ඉස්සරහා කතරේ ගහන්න සූදානමින් ඉන්නවයි කියන එකත් අපි මේ සියලු දෙනාට මතක් කරනවා කියන එක මේ අවස්ථාවේ ප්‍රකාශ කරනවා. අපිට ඔබ තමුන්නාසලා විශ්වාසයි. අපිට අපේ පාක්ෂිකයා විශ්වාසයි.
The 78th anniversary of the United National Party falls today. The anniversary celebration was held in a simple manner at the Sirikota party headquarters. It was held under the patronage of Deputy Leader of the party, Ruwan Vijayawardena. The party leaders made floral tributes to the photographs of the late leaders of the party. The United National Party was established on the 6th of September in 1946 under the leadership of first Prime Minister of independent Sri Lanka, D.S. Naika. The party was set up with the agreement of Sinhala, Tamil, Muslim, Burgher and Malay leaders of the country at that time. Under the UNP policy, it was able to form the first government in independent Sri Lanka at the first parliamentary election in 1947. Vice leader of the United National Party, Akila Viraj Karyavasan, said that when the UNP collapsed, the country also collapsed. He said that when the UNP becomes strong, the country will also become strong. The deputy leader of the United National Party, Ruwan Vijayawardena, said that United National Party is a historical party. He said that he will make it again stronger, as similar as the party under the D.S. Naika regime.
Presidential candidate Vijayadasa Rajapaksa requests the public to become a part of the precious responsibility of creating a secured country for children. He made this request addressing the ceremony held yesterday to launch his election manifesto. The election manifesto of the National Democratic Front was launched at the Colombo Foundation Institute yesterday. Presidential candidate Vijayadasa Rajapaksa presented the copies of his election manifesto titled Systematic Country to all religious dignitaries and public representatives. Presidential candidate Vijayadasa Rajapaksa said that there are many places of mistakes. He said that there is no time to test them and the people should take the most suitable decision to secure the future of this country. He said that the revolution that took place during the past period has led to this situation. He said that that is why the educated people have taken the responsibility of ruling. He said that the major party leaders did not extend their support at the time. He said that, however, the government achieved the responsibility of revitalizing the country within 2 years. He said that the 22-member cabinet was able to get the IMF support and the GSP Plus concession for another 4 years. He said that now that a disciplined and righteous society should be established in the country. He further said that in his election manifesto, a systematic program is there to develop the country.
20 දෙනෙක්ගේ කැබිනට් එකක් හැදුවා. රට ගොඩ ගන්න මම් පෙත් සෙව්වා. ඒක නිසා 2023 ජනවාරි ඉඳලා තව අවුරුදු 4කට අපිට GSP සහන ලැබුණා. නැත්තම් පවුල් ලක්ෂ 5ක් විතරද පාරේ. ජාත්‍යන්තර මූල්‍ය අරමුදලේ සහාය අපිට ලැබුණා. අපි රට යම් මට්ටමකට දැන් ගෙනත් තිබෙනවා. නීතිගරුක රටක් හදන්න ඕනේ. සભ્યත්වයෙන් යුත් ගුණගරුක විනයගරුක සමාජයක් හදන්න. මේ ප්‍රතිපත්ති ප්‍රකාශන අතරින් 550 ජාතක පොත වගේ එකක් නොවුනට මේ විධිමත් වැඩපිළිවෙලේ තියෙනවා මේ රට හදන මග.
Minister Tiran Alas said that about 1,100 passports are issued daily until the new lot of passports will be arriving in the island, and that new passport books are to be received in October. Minister Tiran Alas today inspected the process of issuing passports at the Immigration and Immigration Department today. Issuing passports is conducted on the proper manner, even with the help of police officers. Minister Tiran Alas said that for over 23 years, no one has called tenders to buy passport books. He said that they wanted to continue the old tender. He said that he stressed the need to call worldwide tenders to obtain e-passports. He added that it was ordered, however, a certain group went before an appeal board and it was further delayed for about 2 months. He said that this is the reason for the current delay in issuing passports. He said that, however, by mid-October, the new set of passports will arrive in the island. He further said that the department has been able to issue 1,090 passports today as well. He said that a new passport copy costs $5.05. Minister Allah said that the old passport is $5.89 a copy. He said that some suggest to buy the old lot, and he said that it will take 894 million rupees. Then he said that therefore we have to issue the existing passport copies with care until the new lot arrives.
Russian ambassador to Sri Lanka Levan Zagarian says that the Ukraine offensive in the Kursk region will be contained without further delay. He made those remarks while addressing a press conference in Colombo recently.
In the meantime, presidential candidate Field Marshal Sarath Fonseca accused that some presidential candidates are maintaining close relationships with racketeers to build up their images. He made these remarks at a public rally held in Anuradhapura yesterday. Presidential candidate Field Marshal Sarath Fonseca asked the people to look at the candidates who attempt to become the president. He said that they have not done any job or business in the past. He said that their way of living depends on politics. He said that recently, Sajid Premadas's mother wrote a letter to the Presidential Secretariat requesting A4 packets, ballpoint pens, gum bottles and mosquito coils. He said that mother writes letters to the government to get these items free of charge. He said that, however, the son of this mother is distributing many items to people and schools. He said that, therefore, the voters should understand his double standard policy. He said that he has no businessman to provide funds. He said that, however, Sajid has businessmen to help him to distribute items to poor people.
The Sri Lanka Podujana Perumana today placed cash deposits for the Alpiya Pradesh Sabha. General Secretary of the party Sagar Karivasam placed the deposits. He came to the election office at the Galle District Secretariat and placed the cash deposits. State Minister Mohan Priyadarshan De Silva and several others were present at this occasion. General Secretary of the Sri Lanka Podujana Perumana Sagar Karivasam said that the Sri Lanka Podujana Perumana is the party that first placed cash deposits for the Alpiya Pradesh Sabha. He said that the Sri Lanka Podujana Perumana is not scared of contesting elections. He said that the party is confident of winning any election. He said that when Nama Rajapaksa becomes the 9th president of the country on the 22nd of this month, the party will have plans to develop the Alpiya Pradesh Sabha area.
Presidential candidate Dilith Jayavira addressed a public rally held at Pokpite area in Avasawa yesterday. He said that only the Sarva Janabalaya party has presented a practical policy manifesto beyond the election manifestos introduced during the Sri Lanka's election history. Presidential candidate Dilith Jayavira said that this country should be saved from the concept of secular state, and he said that Sri Lanka is a country with Buddhist culture. He said that we have to safeguard this Buddhist civilization. At any moment it became threatened. He said that we are committed to safeguard unique Buddhist philosophy. He said that all the major candidates have joined to pass various bills in Parliament against our Buddhist culture and values, and he said that they are attempting to take our war heroes to gallows. And he also mentioned that therefore all should vote for Star, since the only candidate appears for the Buddhist civilization.
Now, Russian ambassador to Sri Lanka Levan Zagarian says that the Ukraine offensive in the Kursk region will be contained without further delay. He made these remarks while addressing a press conference in Colombo recently.
Kursk region, fierce fighting began a month ago. We continue our military operation. We will kick them out from the Kursk region. You know, one of their main, let's say, goals was to avert our attention from Donbass, but it didn't happen. Our offensive in Donbass region has become more active, and we are advancing very fast. And just, I think that in very soon we will kick out all foreign troops from our territory. The case is that there are not only Ukrainians, but a lot of mercenaries.
We have your foreign news items coming up right after a short break. Stay tuned.
Prima Kottumi, Fantamai.
Kamuda Machang, Prima Kottumi, Fantamai.
Welcome back, and in your foreign news, a popular tourist island south of the mainland China has been hit by the most powerful typhoon in a decade, leaving the area facing potentially catastrophic winds and torrential rain.
Super Typhoon Yagi slammed into Wenchang City in the northeast of Hainan Island with winds of 240 kilometers per hour today. The Chinese authorities stated that trains, boats and flights were suspended while schools were shut down in China due to the weather conditions. Meteorologists stated that Yagi may cause catastrophic damage in Hainan and neighboring Guangdong, which is also China's most populous province. Parts of the region have been experiencing heavy rainfall and strong gales since yesterday.
Introducing Prima Kottumi Korean Ramen. Let's fire it up.
And on sports news, a former veteran spin bowler of the Sri Lanka team, Rangana Herath, has been appointed as the temporary spin bowling coach of the New Zealand team.
His contract lasts for a period of 2 months. The New Zealand team is to visit Afghanistan and Sri Lanka within the next 2 months. In the Afghanistan tour, they play 1 test match, and with Sri Lanka, New Zealand will play 2 test matches. Rangana Herath will contribute his service to the New Zealand team during this period.
Introducing Prima Kottumi Korean Ramen. Let's fire it up.
And that was a look at your news here at Sri Lanka Rupavahini Corporation. I'm Siobhan Pereira, together with Sharifa Tahir. Wish you a pleasant evening. Take care.